Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today we are going to look at a small but powerful Ruby feature that most developers, even experienced ones, don't know about. The string unary minus operator. This feature helps you to reduce memory usage, to reduce garbage collection pressure, and to make your Ruby and Rails applications more predictable in production. Problem definition. But first, let's create a scenario in which we define a bunch of string literals like we do in our Rails app. What's happening here? In this piece of code, we are checking for validity of a credit card or debit card and responding with errors. In this process, we define the identical string invalid card 3 times. So every request to that controller action will define 3 different string objects in memory. In this code, the first instance is defined by exception message, second instance is defined by logger, third instance is defined by JSON payload. In a very high traffic situation, let's say 1000 requests per second, it will define 3 identical string objects per request. So approximately it will define 3000 new string objects per second and over 260 million identical string objects per day. So why should we care? This simple looking code has huge impact in a very busy production environment. Production environments are supposed to be very responsive with low latency and higher throughput. Already, Ruby language runtime is notorious for higher memory consumption, so we should pay more attention to reduce it and not blow it up. The code we write directly impacts memory and performance due to unnecessary allocations. Memory cost of strings. Let's see how much raw memory does it require to define string invalid card in Ruby. So one instance of string occupies 12 bytes in memory and 1000 requests will create strings that will occupy 12 times 3000, that is 36 kilobytes per second. For a single string, it is huge. We should also keep in mind that real applications have hundreds of these. Garbage collection impact. Creating excessive number of objects in heap increases garbage collection pressure. Garbage collection's mark and sweep operations are very expensive. Ruby's garbage collector is stop the world type. It means the whole world of Ruby is paused during mark and sweep for integrity, and it hugely impacts throughput. High allocation rates equals higher garbage collection pressure equals lower throughput. The solution. Ruby gives us explicit string deduplication feature in 2 forms. They are unary minus operator, that is minus before string, and another one is instance method dedup in string objects. They do 3 things: freeze the string object, deduplicate the definition, reuse a single canonical instance. What Ruby does is it maintains a fstring table in virtual machine and maps to the object in heap. For the first time, when it's not already defined, it updates the table, and from next time it simply fetches the same object from the table. Usage of minus string syntax. You can implement it using either a shorthand syntactic sugar minus string, also called unary minus operator, or you can use dedup instance method in string class. Using dedup is especially useful when writing functional code where you need to chain it in a long pipeline. This form is more composable than unary minus operator syntax. Not all strings are deduped. Before deduping, Ruby checks if the object is a pure string or a subclassed string. From this, we should understand that being a subclass of a string makes it illegible. See the implementation in MRI. Only the pure string enters the fstring table. Everything else gets duplicated safely before entering to fstring table. .freeze versus dedup. Both methods .freeze and .dedup return the frozen object, but .freeze does not guarantee deduplication. Though you might often see deduplicated frozen string objects using .freeze or frozen string literal true macro, it only happens in compile time and with string literals only. For runtime strings that are generated using string.new syntax, you can see that deduplication is not happening. However, using -string or .dedup method, it's guaranteed to deduplicate string object definition and freeze heap memory. Let's compare them in IRB. In IRB, .freeze and .dedup methods behave similar, and let us believe that they are implemented the same way. REPL like IRB are not suitable for testing behavior of dedup and freeze methods because IRB often reuses the same literal object internally. Calling freeze method twice freezes the same object. So for real test, we should use runtime strings instead of literals that are defined in compile time. Deduped strings versus symbols. In Ruby, symbols live in symbol table out of heap in virtual machine, whereas deduped strings are objects that live in heap and are referenced in fstring table, which is a hash cache maintained by virtual machine. Symbols live throughout the virtual machine's life and are not garbage collected except dynamically created symbols using .toSym method. Deduped string literals are garbage collected when not referenced by any living variable. Excessive use of symbols is one of the main causes of memory bloating in Rails apps because memory is full of symbols that are only seldomly referenced or used. Using deduped strings, we can prevent memory bloating in some extent. Performance-wise, symbols and deduped strings are same in terms of lookup and hashing because hash values are already calculated and cached in object during optimization or table preparation. Best use cases. It is recommended to use .dedup or -string for file names, config keys, protocol strings, error messages, SQL fragments, and headers. We should avoid it for user inputs, mutable strings, and infrequent string values. Benefits of deduplication using -string or dedup methods. It makes strings immutable, one instance across virtual memory. It lowers memory footprint and reduces server cost eventually. It makes comparison operation faster as object IDs are same. It is a better alternative to symbols as they are garbage collected when not referenced from stack and memory is freed. It improves garbage collection time. So let's wrap this up. This string unary minus operator is not just a cool Ruby trick. It's a memory and garbage collector tool. If your app is small, short-lived or low traffic, you probably won't notice a difference. But if you are running a Rails app that stays up for days, handles thousands of requests per second, and keeps allocating the same string over and over again, then those allocations add up. Every repeated string increases heap size, increases garbage collection pressure, and increases pause time under load. Using -string or .dedup method lets you make those strings immutable, reusable, and allocated just once. Okay guys, that's it for this one. See you in the next video.